Master, the phone was left in your car. I'll transfer you 200 yuan for your trouble. Would it be convenient for you to bring it back? On the phone, the girl's voice was sweet and sincere. I had just finished a trip and was about to call it a day, so the call came at just the right time. I agreed immediately and turned the car around. But 5 minutes later, another call came in. A young man, his voice filled with barely suppressed anger and arrogance. Hey, you, the rideshare driver, bring my girlfriend's phone back right now. What are you dawdling for? I'm telling you, don't get any funny ideas. I laughed a cold laugh. I silently hung up the phone, turned the steering wheel, and drove straight to the nearest police station. Later, they did indeed post about me online. In the edited video, I became a greedy and scrupulous driver holding a phone for ransom, and I was cursed out until I was a trending topic. They probably thought that messing with a stinking driver like me was as easy as squashing an ant. But they didn't know that my dashcam records audio 24/7 and had completely recorded their ugly humanity. My name is Zhang Cheng, an old hand who's been a rideshare driver for 5 years. 5 years, not too long, not too short, but enough for me to witness the most authentic slice of life flowing through the back seat. That night, past 11 o'clock, I had just dropped off my last passenger. I was leaning against the side of the road, stretching my stiff neck, getting ready to head home. On the floor mat in the back, a shiny object caught my attention. It was a phone. I picked it up and took a look. Damn, the latest model iPhone, clearly worth a pretty penny. The body was a very girly pink, without a case, smooth and slippery, with an excellent feel in the hand. In our line of work, finding things passengers leave behind is common. Water bottles, umbrellas, document folders, all sorts of things. But this was the first time I'd found a phone this expensive. I didn't think much of it. Professional habit made me immediately place the phone in the glove compartment of the passenger seat. The owner would definitely contact me, either through the platform or by calling directly. Sure enough, not even 10 minutes later, my own phone rang. It was a virtual number routed through the platform. Hello, master, hello. A young girl's voice, a bit anxious, but very polite. Sorry to bother you, but did I just take your car? I think I left my phone in your car. It's a pink iPhone. Yes, I have it here, I replied. That's great. Thank you, master. The girl was clearly relieved, her voice becoming much lighter. Master, do you see if it's convenient for you now? I'll transfer you 200 yuan for your trouble. Would you mind going through the trouble of bringing it back? I'm at. She gave an address, about 7 or 8 kilometers away from me. 200 yuan for the trip, considering gas and time, wasn't a huge profit, but it wasn't a loss either. The key was that the young lady had a great attitude, calling me sir with respect, which was pleasant to hear. Sure, no problem, I agreed readily. I'll head over now. I'll be there in about 20-something minutes. Okay. Thank you so much, master. Really, after hanging up, I was actually quite happy. These days, there aren't many young ladies this sensible and reasonable. I started the car, made a U-turn at the intersection, and set the navigation for the address she gave me. The night wind blew in through the window, carrying a hint of chill. I was in a good mood, even humming a little tune. This trip was going smoothly. However, I was happy too soon. Less than 2 kilometers after I started driving, my phone rang again. It was the same virtual number. I thought it was the girl wanting to add some information, so I answered it casually. Hello. Hey, you, the rideshare driver. On the other end of the line, it was no longer a sweet female voice, but an extremely impatient young male voice, like a firecracker about to go off, full of a condescending, interrogating tone. I was stunned for a moment, my hands tightening on the steering wheel. I'm talking to you. Did you or did you not find my girlfriend's phone? The man's voice got louder, with a tyrannical, you owe me attitude. My heart skipped a beat. Experience told me that things were about to take a turn. The phone is here with me. I kept my tone even, not wanting to get angry with a stranger. Then why the fuck aren't you bringing it over right now? What are you dawdling for? Trying to get more money, aren't you? He fired off a series of questions like a machine gun. I'm telling you, don't get any funny ideas. Keep that phone in good condition for me. If a single scratch is on it, I'm not done with you. I'm watching the location. Listening to his words, a nameless fire shot up inside me. What did he mean by get any funny ideas? What did he mean by, if a single scratch is on it, I'm not done with you? It's true that being a rideshare driver is hard work. earning money through blood and sweat, but I am not a servant you can summon and dismiss at will, let alone a suspect you can casually speculate about and insult. The bit of good impression I had of the girl from her phone call just now was instantly and completely ruined by this man. I took a deep breath, suppressing the anger that was flaring up, and then I made a decision. I didn't argue with him, nor did I curse at him, because I know that with this kind of person, reasoning is useless. It will only drag you down into the mud with them. I just said flatly, "Got it." Then I hung up the phone directly. Next, I pulled the car over to the side of the road and canceled the navigation I had just set. I researched for 3 words on the map: police station. The nearest police station was only one, 5 kilometers away from me. To hell with this 200 yuan for my trouble. I'm not earning it. The car started again, and with a turn of the steering wheel, I drove straight towards the police station. My mind was as clear as a mirror. I absolutely could not get involved in this mess. This guy started off by pinning labels on me, first crooked ideas, and then wanting more money, making it obvious he had no good intentions. What would happen if I delivered it now? Best case scenario, they get the phone, and the 200 yuan would probably be up in the air. They'd most likely find all sorts of excuses to refuse payment, like, you were too slow, or your attitude was bad. In the worst case scenario, after they get the phone, they turn around and bite me, saying I broke the phone, or that I stole information from their phone, or even worse, that I was blackmailing them. At that point, I wouldn't be able to clear my name even if I had 100 mouths. I've heard so many stories of this kind of honey trap scam in the driver groups that my ears are calloused. There are always those people who treat others like fools and rules as mere decorations. I don't want to be the farmer in the story of the farmer and the snake. My phone started ringing crazily again. It was still that virtual number persistent. I didn't answer, just let it ring. Soon, the ringing stopped, and a text message came in. It was a notification from the platform about a passenger's message. I clicked on it and saw it was from a girl. "Sir, I'm so sorry. My boyfriend didn't mean it like that. He was just too anxious and his words were a bit harsh. Please don't take it to heart. We really need that phone. It had a lot of important data inside. Please be the bigger person and bring it to us. We'll add another 100 to the fee for a total of 300. How about that?" I looked at the message, a cold smile playing on my lips. Adding money? So now they know to add money? Too late. This isn't about money. It's about dignity. If I turned back obediently just because of this extra 100 yuan, what would I become in their eyes? A pushover who is easily swayed by money and can be manipulated at will? I switched my phone to silent, threw it on the passenger seat, and focused on driving. In a few minutes, I arrived at the police station. The police lights on the building flickered in the night, alternating red and blue, bringing a sense of security. Carrying the pink iPhone, I walked into the duty hall. The hall was brightly lit, and a young police officer was on duty. "Officer, hello. I'm a rideshare driver, and I found a phone a passenger left in my car." I placed the phone on the reception desk. The officer looked up, glanced at me, then at the phone. "All right, leave it here. We'll register it." Just then, the screen of my silenced phone lit up again. It was the same number. It didn't ring, just stubbornly glowed, like an eye peeking in the darkness. I ignored it and said to the officer, "Officer, this matter is a little troublesome. The owner contacted me, but her boyfriend's attitude was extremely hostile. He suspected I had some ulterior motives and verbally attacked me. I was afraid that delivering the phone to them would lead to unnecessary disputes, so I brought it straight to you. This is the safest way." The young officer understood immediately upon hearing this. He gave me an appreciative look. "You did the right thing. In this situation, handing it over to us is the most correct course of action. It can prevent a lot of subsequent trouble." As he spoke, he took out a registration form for found property and asked me to fill in my information. As I was leaning over and writing, my phone screen, which had just gone dark, lit up again. This time, it wasn't a virtual number, but an unfamiliar local number. My heart skipped a beat. I guess they might have found my real number through some channel. I hesitated for a moment, then pressed the answer key and conveniently turned on the recorder. The moment the call connected, the man's roar exploded, even more unbridled than on the virtual call, with a flood of filth and profanity gushing out as if a dam had broken. "Fuck your mother. You fucking driver. I gave you face and you didn't want it? Huh? I told you to deliver the phone, and you fucking dared not to? How dare you hang up on me? Do you believe I'll kill you? Your name is Zhang Chao, right? License plate XXXXX. I'm telling you, I'll remember you. Where are you now? Get the hell out here. His voice was immense, filled with violence and threats. The duty hall was quiet, and even the police comrades next to me could hear him clearly, their brows instantly furrowing. I didn't say a word, just quietly held up my phone, letting the unbearable abuse flow clearly through the solemn air of the police station. I could even feel that on the other end of the line, his spittle was about to spray onto the microphone out of sheer anger. Only when he was tired of cursing, panting heavily, did I slowly open my mouth, my voice not loud, but clear enough for him to hear. Hello, may I ask if you're done cursing? There was a pause on the other end of the line. I continued. If you're done cursing, then I have two things to tell you. First, I'm at the XX Road police station right now. Weren't you looking for me? You're welcome to come over. Second, your phone is also here. If you want it, come get it yourself with your ID. After saying that, without waiting for his reaction, I once again hung up the phone decisively. The whole world fell silent. I looked at the frowning police comrade, spread my hands, and gave a helpless, bitter smile. You see, this is the situation. The police comrade's expression turned serious. He pointed at my phone. Did you record that call just now? I nodded. I did. Good job. He patted my shoulder. Make a backup of this recording. Don't worry. With us here, you'll be fine. We'll keep this phone safe for you. When they come to get it, we will also criticize and educate them. At that moment, I was incredibly glad for my decision. This was no longer about 200 yuan. It was about the safety and dignity of an ordinary worker. And I, in the most unreasonable way, protected myself. After completing the handover procedures, I walked out of the police station. The night wind on my face was colder than before, but my heart was burning hot. Not with anger, but with a sense of satisfaction. I got back in the car, but didn't start it right away. I took out my phone, bundled the recording of that foul-mouthed phone call along with the screenshot of the previous call log transferred from the platform, and sent it to a close buddy of mine on WeChat. This buddy is a lawyer. I left him a message. Just in case, help me keep a file of this. Only after doing all this did I feel completely at ease. I also took out the memory card from the dashcam and carefully placed it in my wallet. This card contained a complete audio recording from the moment the girl got in the car until she got out, as well as all my conversations with her and her boyfriend. This was my strongest trump card. I'm not someone who likes to stir up trouble, but when trouble finds me, I'm definitely not afraid of it. In these years of being a ride-hailing driver, what kind of people haven't I seen? There were those who got drunk, vomited all over the car, and then refused to pay the cleaning fee. There were those who deliberately took a longer route and then complained that I overcharged them. And there were those who treated me like an emotional dumping ground, complaining about society and pontificating from the moment they got in the car. I had long learned how to protect myself in this complex environment. Keep the dashcam recording 24/7. Avoid any contact with passengers beyond financial transactions unless absolutely necessary, and report any disputes to the platform immediately. These seemingly cold rules were all bloody lessons learned from falling into one pitfall after another. I started the car and slowly drove away from the police station. On the way home, I didn't receive any more harassing calls. I guess that kid was probably stunned when he heard the words police station over the phone. He probably thought I was just some low-level driver he could easily push around, but he never expected me to kick the ball directly to the police. His threats and bluster were a joke in the face of the state's coercive apparatus. Back home, after a hot shower, I had almost put the matter out of my mind. It was just a mobile phone. Once I handed it over, my responsibility was fulfilled. As for how that couple would go to the police station to get it, and how they would be educated by the police, that was their business and had nothing to do with me. I was even in the mood to browse some short videos and see what my fellow drivers were bragging about in which group chat. However, the next morning, when I groggily opened a driver's group chat, a series of mentions and a video link instantly woke me up. At Zhang Chung, old Zhang, is this video about you? Damn, this passenger is such a piece of work, isn't he? Twisting the truth. Old Zhang, come out and say something. We can't let this go. My heart sank as I clicked on the video link. The title of the video was highly inflammatory, heartbreaking. A ride-hailing driver returns a lost item or extorts money. 200 yuan thank you fee. and he still complained it wasn't enough. The video's cover photo was my profile picture from the ride-hailing platform. My name and license plate number were blurred out, but it was done so cleverly that anyone who knew me could recognize me at a glance. The video began with the girl's tearful accusation. I left my phone in the car, and I was really anxious. I told the driver I'd give him a 200 yuan thank you fee, and he agreed. But then he suddenly went back on his word, demanding more money, or he wouldn't return it. My boyfriend got angry and argued with him, and then the driver just blocked us and said he was going to keep the phone. Her voice choked with sobs, her expression aggrieved, and paired with sad background music, she looked exactly like a helpless woman being bullied by an unscrupulous driver. The video editing was very professional. It took the clip of me saying, "All right, no problem," during my call with her, and cut directly to the scene of me hanging up on her boyfriend. The most malicious part was that they even released an audio recording of me saying, "Got it," and then hanging up. This recording was subtitled, "Driver becomes greedy, hangs up after a perfunctory reply." As for her boyfriend's phone call, which was filled with insults and threats, it was edited to sound like, "I just questioned why he went back on his word, and he flew into a rage out of shame, even threatening to scare us by going to the police station." At the end of the video, the girl cried to the camera, "We're not unreasonable people, but how can a driver use someone's lost property for extortion? We just want justice." The entire video, twisted black and white, took things out of context and portrayed me as a greedy, arrogant, and utterly unprofessional villain. The comments section had already exploded. Are all drivers this audacious nowadays? Daring to blackmail the owner after finding their lost item? 200 yuan is a lot, and he still thinks it's not enough? Talk about insatiable greed. Where's the platform? Why haven't they banned this driver yet? At XX Rides, support the young lady in defending her rights. This scum must be severely punished. What's the driver's license plate number? Dox him. Let's make sure he can never drive again. A torrent of filth and curses flooded in, mixed with countless crusades for justice. My phone started to be incessantly spammed with abusive text messages from unknown numbers, filled with all sorts of nasty words. Looking at the flashing characters on my phone screen, I didn't feel angry. Instead, I laughed. I laughed at their naivety, at their foolishness. Did they really think this could ruin my reputation and make me yield? They seriously underestimated me, Zhang Cheng, and they seriously underestimated this era. On the internet, videos and tears might be deceptive, but evidence is not. I didn't argue with anyone in the comment sections, nor did I reply to a single abusive message. I just calmly opened the driver's app for the ride-hailing platform, found the customer service complaint portal, and then bundled everything I had saved from last night. The complete call recordings, screenshots of the call logs, and the photo of the lost and found receipt from the police station. I uploaded it all in one go. For the reason for my complaint, I wrote just a few short lines. A passenger lost their phone, which I found and intended to return in good faith. Due to baseless suspicions, threats, and personal insults from the passenger's side, and to avoid further risk, I have submitted the phone to the XX Road police station. The passenger is now subjecting me to malicious video editing and online harassment, which has severely impacted my normal life and reputation. I request that the platform investigate this matter clearly and restore my good name. All evidence has been uploaded for your verification. After doing all this, I turned off my phone and went to the kitchen to cook myself a bowl of noodles. I had done everything I needed to do. Now it was their turn. After finishing a bowl of steaming hot plain noodles, the ripples of unease in my heart completely subsided. I picked up my phone and opened the video that was slandering me. The view count had already surpassed 500,000, and the comments and shares were still growing rapidly. My private message inbox had exploded, filled with all sorts of vile insults and curses. Looking at all this, I didn't feel the slightest bit of panic. On the contrary, I found it somewhat laughable. This mob of keyboard warriors, hiding behind their screens, jumps to conclusions at the slightest rumor. They fancy themselves as avatars of justice, yet they can't even be bothered to investigate the basic facts. What they enjoy is merely the thrill of standing on a moral high ground and verbally crusading against a complete stranger. In that couple, they had perfectly manipulated the psychology of this disorderly mob, playing the victim, showing weakness, guiding emotions, editing clips to their advantage. This combination of tactics could indeed fool a lot of people. Unfortunately for them, they chose the wrong opponent. When I, Zhang Cheng, am not driving, my favorite thing to watch is all sorts of legal shows and social news programs. What is a chain of evidence? What is a public opinion reversal? I understand these things far better than they do. Just then, a call came in from the platform's customer service. Hello, is this Mr. Zhang Cheng? This is the XX Ride-Hailing Safety and Security Department. We've received your complaint regarding a passenger dispute. The customer service representative's voice was formulaic, betraying no emotion. That's me. I answered calmly. Here's the situation, Master Zhang. We have also received a complaint from the passenger and have taken note of the related public discussion online. The passenger claims that after finding her phone, you demanded an exorbitant reward and refused to return it. Do you have anything to say about this? Listening to the representative's standard script, I understood it was just their procedure. They wouldn't take sides until the facts were completely clear. Everything I need to explain is in the complaint materials I submitted, I said. I suggest you first listen to the recordings I uploaded, especially the last one. After you've listened, we can discuss who is demanding and who is threatening. There were a few seconds of silence on the other end of the line. Then the representative said, All right, Master Zhang, please hold on. I will verify the materials you've submitted right now. I didn't hang up. I just waited quietly. I could imagine the customer service representative on the other end, clicking open the audio files I had uploaded. The first file, my call with the girl. Polite, courteous, an agreement reached. The second file, my first call with her boyfriend. Arrogant, suspicious, aggressive. The third file, and the most crucial one, the call I took at the entrance of the police station. Over a minute of pure verbal abuse, filled with fuck your mother, I'll fucking kill you, and a variety of genital-based insults. Time ticked by. The line was quiet. I could even hear my own steady breathing. After about 3 minutes, a voice finally came from the other end again. But this time, the representative's tone had done a 180-degree turn. The previous formulaic politeness had been replaced by an urgency tinged with shock and apology. Mr. Zhang, I am so sorry. We just listened to your recordings. This was a complete oversight on our part. I represent the platform in offering you our sincerest apologies for all the trouble this has caused you. The corners of my mouth turned up slightly. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. Rest assured, the representative's voice became firm and powerful. We will absolutely not allow a good driver who follows the rules and protects himself to be wrongly accused. We will immediately initiate the highest level penalty process against this passenger for their malicious complaint and online slander. At the same time, we will form a special task force to handle this public opinion incident and clear your name. Is there anything you need me to do? I asked. You don't need to do anything, the representative said, their tone resolute. You just need to carry on with your normal life and ignore any online harassment. Leave the rest to us. Our legal department will also be involved every step of the way. If you need it, we can provide you with free legal aid to pursue the other party's legal liabilities. Okay, I said just that one word. After hanging up, I let out a long sigh of relief. The platform's attitude was the first critical turning point in this battle. I had won. Now, it was my turn to teach the crusaders of justice on the internet a lesson. I opened the video again, not bothering to argue with the people cursing me out. I just went to the comments section and calmly posted a short text. I am the driver in the video, Zhang Cheng. I don't want to say much about what happened. Please listen to a recording first. This is from when the passenger's party first contacted me, a call between her boyfriend and myself. Then, I converted the audio of her boyfriend's arrogant questioning into a video format and posted it directly in the comments. After doing all that, I tossed my phone onto the sofa and didn't look at it again. Let the bullets fly for a little while longer. I had underestimated the speed at which the bullets would fly. In less than half an hour, my phone started vibrating like crazy, notifications from various apps flooding the screen. I picked it up and saw that the recording I posted in the comments was racking up likes and replies at a visible to the naked eye speed. The tide was starting to turn. Holy shit, what's with this dude's fucking attitude? You're just a ride-hailing driver? Who the hell does he think he is? Listening to his tone, it's like the driver owed him for finding the phone. And that don't get any funny ideas. Isn't that just treating him like a thief from the get-go? Wait, this is completely different from the reasoning with him calmly that the girl was crying about in the video. You call this reasoning? This is an interrogation. Nothing wrong with the driver hanging up on him. I would have too. Who could stand that bullshit? I'm starting to feel like things aren't that simple. Was the driver framed? The scales of public opinion began to tip for the first time. Although many were still stubborn. Even if the man's attitude was bad, the driver can't just raise the price. Voices of doubt were already springing up like mushrooms after rain. Just then, the publisher of the video, the girl, replied to my comment. You have the nerve to post a recording? My boyfriend was just anxious. You disappeared afterward, blocked us, and tried to ask for more money. Why don't you mention that? She was still being stubborn, still trying to muddy the waters. I smiled. I was waiting for you to show up. I replied directly to her. Whether I blocked you or not, the platform has a record. Whether I asked for more money, we can show the evidence. But before we talk about that, I think everyone might be more interested in another recording. My reply was instantly flooded with comments. Another recording? Post it. I've already got my popcorn ready. Is the climax coming? I knew there was a twist. Don't be afraid. Miss, if you have any grievances, speak up. We support you. Or do we? I'll wait and see. The girl's account was probably scared by my reply and didn't dare to make another sound for a long time. But her private messages were flying in like snowflakes. I opened them and saw that they were all sent by her boyfriend using her account. You fucking have some nerve. You dare to go online? I'm telling you, you're dead. Don't think you can hide. I've already had someone look up your home address. Delete the video now, kowtow, and apologize, and compensate us with 10,000 yuan for emotional distress, or I'll make sure you can't survive in City A. A recording? Who the fuck are you trying to scare with a recording? Post it if you have the guts. Let's see who believes you. Each message was more vicious and arrogant than the last. I looked at the words with a blank expression, silently taking a screenshot of each one. This was all evidence for court. I didn't reply to his private messages, but instead returned to the video's comments section. By now, an hour had passed since I released the first recording. Public opinion had shifted from one-sided condemnation to a polarized argument. It was time to drop the real bomb. I edited a second comment. Thank you all for your attention. Since the person involved said her boyfriend was just anxious and reasoning properly, then I'll release the recording of the reasoning properly that followed and let everyone be the judge. Friendly reminder, please turn down the volume to avoid polluting your ears. With that, I hit send. The recording, over a minute long and filled with all sorts of profanities and death threats, was uploaded in its entirety. The moment the video was posted, I could almost hear a loud bang in the online world. The entire comment section went silent for 3 seconds. Then it completely exploded. If the first recording lit the fuse, then the second recording directly detonated a nuclear bomb. The comment section was refreshed at an unprecedented speed, and the righteous netizens who had been defending the couple moments before vanished without a trace. In their place was an overwhelming wave of shock, anger, and sympathy for me. Holy shit, I've never heard such foul language in my life. Are these words a human being would say? This is reasoning properly? This is a fucking gangster. He's talking about killing you and doxing the driver's home address. This already constitutes a crime of making threats and intimidation. I take back what I said about the driver. I'll kowtow to the driver. I'm sorry. I was blind. I now completely understand why the driver took the phone directly to the police station. If he had delivered it to their door, he probably would have been beaten to death. This 200 yuan was for his trouble. This is fucking blood money. You're just a ride-hailing driver. Stinking driver. He looks down on working-class people from the bottom of his heart. Does a scumbag like this deserve a girlfriend? Miss Run, your boyfriend is a potential domestic abuser. If he can curse at the driver like this today, he can hit you like this tomorrow. The tide had not just turned. It was a magnitude 12 earthquake. The phrase textbook phone return was coined by some talented netizen and quickly climbed the hot search list on the short video platform, its rankings soaring all the way. Clicking on it, you could see that all the videos were reposts of my explosive recording, accompanied by all sorts of indignant captions. I've learned my lesson. If I find something in the future, I won't be a saint. The best way is to hand it directly to the police. This driver brother is simply a reality check for the world. Every step he took was the right one, a true model for our generation. This is no longer a simple case of returning a lost item. It's a self-defense counterattack by an ordinary person against arrogance and prejudice. Well done, driver brother. The number of followers on my account began to skyrocket. The private messages were no longer filled with abuse, but with a flood of apologies and support. Master, I'm sorry. I was deceived by the video before and joined in on scolding you. I apologize. Master Zhang is awesome. I'm a fan now, just for your calmness and wisdom. Brother, do you need crowdfunding for a lawsuit? Count me in. We can't let a good person be bullied. And the couple's account became a dumpster for netizens to vent their anger. Every one of their videos was flooded with comments like apologize, scumbag, and get off the internet. The comments section of the girl's previous tearful video became a scene of grand-scale irony. Stop crying, or your boyfriend will start cursing people again. Nice acting. I won't watch the Oscars next year if you're not in it. Hurry up and go to the police station to get your phone. The officers will be off duty if you're late. I watched all of this with little ripple in my heart. It was all within my expectations. I just didn't expect it to come so quickly and so fiercely. Just as the entire internet was reveling, someone in one of my driver groups sent a screenshot. In the screenshot, the man was fuming in a car enthusiast group of several hundred people. Damn it, I got screwed by a damn rideshare driver. That son of a bitch released all the recordings. Now everyone online is cursing me. Brothers, does anyone have connections? Help me dig up all of that bastard's personal information. I'll fucking kill him. A few people below chimed in, saying they would help him get even. My gaze turned cold as I looked at the screenshot. Still want to dox me? Still want to kill me? It seems the lesson online wasn't enough to wake him up. I quietly saved the screenshot and then sent it to the platform's dedicated customer service and my lawyer friend. I like to see who can kill whom in a society ruled by law. 7. The storm on the internet was more violent than I had imagined. Early the next morning, I received a call from the platform's dedicated customer service. The person's tone was even more respectful than yesterday. Good morning, Master Zhang. I'm here to update you on the latest developments. Regarding your feedback that the passenger threatened you with physical harm and the illegal acquisition of personal information in a social group, our legal department has collected evidence and reported it to the police. At the same time, our platform has decided to permanently ban the passenger and their associated accounts. Appel-Manoban. This meant the couple could never use any of the platform services again. For modern people accustomed to using ride-sharing services for transportation, this was undoubtedly a huge blow. In addition, the customer service representative continued, given your calmness, rationality, and exemplary compliance with the platform's rules in this incident, the company has decided to award you the title of Righteous Driver of the Year and give you a cash reward of 10,000 yuan. The bonus will be deposited into your account within 3 working days. 10,000 yuan. I was genuinely stunned. I did all this just to protect myself, to fight for my dignity. I never thought there would be a material reward. Master Zhang, you deserve it, the customer service representative said sincerely. With your actions, you have taught all drivers a vivid safety lesson. The company thanks you. After hanging up the phone, I had mixed feelings. 10,000 yuan was not a small sum for me. But what made me happier was the platform's attitude. They didn't muddle through or try to smooth things over. Instead, they took a clear stand on the side of justice, on the side of an ordinary driver. This was more heartwarming to me than the money. Immediately after, the platform's official announcement came out. The title was concise, Announcement Regarding the Textbook-Style Phone Return Incident. The announcement recounted the entire incident without naming names, clearly pointing out that the passenger side had committed serious violations such as malicious editing, spreading rumors and slander, and threatening the personal safety of others, and announced the punishment decision of a permanent account ban. At the same time, the announcement highly praised my calm and legal means of protecting my own rights and interests when facing potential risks, and announced the decision to reward me. This announcement was like a heavy hammer, completely setting the tone for the entire matter. Those colleagues and friends who had previously doubted me sent me messages on WeChat one after another. Old John, my mistake. I even advised you to deliver the phone back then. I almost harmed you. I apologize. Brother Chung, you are the true master. I'll follow your lead from now on. Master Zhang, after I saw the announcement, I realized what a scumbag that guy is. You did the right thing. So satisfying. I replied to them one by one, neither showing off nor blaming, just saying calmly, when you're out and about, protecting yourself is the most important thing. And on the other side of the internet, the fate of that couple was far more tragic than I had imagined. The platform's announcement was tantamount to nailing them to a pillar of shame. Soon, some resourceful netizens, through the information the man had leaked in a car enthusiast group and the clues left on his social media accounts, dug up his real name, his employer, and even the model of the car he drove. It turned out he was a salesman for a small tech company who liked to show off his new BMW on his social media, cultivating a young and successful persona. Well, now that persona had completely collapsed, countless netizens flooded his company's official website and social media accounts with comments, demanding they severely punish the misbehaving employee. A new wave of cyberbullying, sparked by the original cyberbullying and aimed at the perpetrator himself, had begun. Watching all this, I felt no pleasure, only a sense of sorrow. If they had known it would come to this, why did they do it in the first place? If he had shown even a shred of respect from the beginning, if, after the incident, they had shown the slightest bit of remorse instead of choosing to solve the problem with lies and false accusations, how could things have escalated to this point? They wanted to cause my social death, but instead, they pushed themselves off a cliff with their own hands. The situation had spiraled completely out of my control. That afternoon, the official Weibo account of our city's Public Security Bureau reposted our platform's announcement, adding a comment. Returning lost property is a virtue, but when facing potential risks, learning to protect yourself through legal means is wisdom. This driver's actions are worthy of praise. We remind all citizens, if you encounter similar disputes, please call the police immediately. Let the law be your strongest shield. The official involvement settled the matter once and for all. Now, there was no more room for debate. That man became a complete pariah. His company's phone lines were jammed, and its website crashed from the traffic. Under immense public pressure, that evening, his company issued a statement announcing that due to the employee's inappropriate personal words and actions, which have caused serious negative impact on the company's reputation, they had decided to terminate his employment contract, effective immediately. He was fired. For a mere mobile phone, for that pathetic arrogance and pride, he lost what seemed to be a decent job. I wonder if he regretted the profanities he spewed over the phone when he received his termination notice. And the girl was not spared either. In the evening, she posted a video on her account. In the video, she wore light makeup, but her eyes were red and swollen, looking as if she had been crying for a long time. "I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry, Master Zhang." She sobbed into the camera. "I was wrong. We were really wrong. I shouldn't have lied. I shouldn't have recorded that video. My boyfriend, he was just impulsive. He's not a bad person at heart. Please, I'm begging you all to let us go. We know we were wrong." She was a weeping, pitiable sight. If this video had been released at the beginning of the incident, it might have garnered some sympathy. But now it was too late. The comments section was filled with mockery. Crocodile tears. Who are you performing for? Where were you before? He's not a bad person at heart. Funniest joke of the year. Why didn't we see you say a word when he was cursing the driver out? So, now you know how to beg for mercy? What happened to your arrogance when you were cyberbullying the driver? Don't beg us. Go beg Master Zhang. Oh, and you still have to go to the police station to get your phone. Don't forget your IDs. This apology video, far from quelling the public's anger, added fuel to the fire and was flamed to the top of the trending list once again. I looked at all of this on my phone and closed the app. This farce should be over. They had paid the price they deserved, perhaps even more. They lost their jobs, their reputations were ruined, and, for a long time to come, they would have to live in the shadow of this event. As for me, I had my name cleared, I received praise, and I even got an unexpected bonus. I won this battle completely and thoroughly, but I felt calm, because I knew my victory wasn't a fluke. I won because of my experience, my composure, and my mind that was never clouded by that 2,200 yuan. I won because, from the very beginning, I chose the rightest and also the hardest path. The heat of the incident, in the days that followed, not only did not subside, but instead attracted the attention of more mainstream media. I received a call from a reporter from a well-known local city newspaper, hoping to conduct an exclusive interview with me. I hesitated for a moment, but still agreed. I didn't want to be famous, nor did I want to show off. I just felt it was necessary to take this opportunity to share my thoughts as an ordinary ride-hailing driver with more people. The interview was arranged to take place in a quiet tea house. The reporter was a very capable young woman. She didn't ask gossipy questions, but instead focused on my mental journey. Master Zhang, many people say your handling of the situation was textbook. What were you thinking at the time? What made you decide to give up the 200 yuan and go directly to the police station in the first place? I took a sip of tea and said slowly, actually, it wasn't about giving up. It was a trade-off. 200 yuan is not a small amount for me. I can't even earn that much in a full day of driving. But the attitude of the man on the phone at that time gave me a sense of danger. It wasn't ordinary anxiety. It was an unreasonable, condescending arrogance. My experience told me that if I delivered it, I would likely get into much bigger trouble than 200 yuan. Losing money is a small matter, but if I were to be extorted or get into a physical conflict as a middle-aged man and the pillar of my family, I couldn't afford to take that gamble. So, you thought of the worst-case scenario from the very beginning? Yes, I nodded. In our line of work, safety is always the top priority. Protecting the safety of passengers and also protecting our own safety. Taking it to the police station might seem impersonal and a detour, but it was the only way to ensure I was 100% safe and on solid legal ground. I handed the choice over to the police and also isolated the risk from myself. My interview was published the next day on the front page of a newspaper with the headline, "A ride-hailing driver's sober realization. I don't want a reward, just safety and dignity." In the article, my logic was clear, and I was neither servile nor overbearing, fully demonstrating the thoughts and choices of an ordinary worker when facing injustice. This article once again blew up the internet. Countless people shared it, saying they saw the wisdom and integrity of an ordinary person in me. And the last straw that broke the couple's back also arrived quietly. A person claiming to be the guy's former colleague anonymously revealed online that this man was a habitual offender. Previously, when ordering food delivery, because the delivery driver was a few minutes late, he deliberately put a hair in the food and then complained about the driver. Not only did he get a free meal, but he also made the driver compensate him. This revelation made everyone suddenly understand. It turned out he was not acting on impulse. This was his true nature, bullying the weak and fearing the strong. A refined egoist who saw exploiting loopholes as a skill. This time, he had just kicked against an iron plate, which was me. On the night of the revelation, the girl published a long post on her social media account. In the long post, she detailed the entire course of events involving her and her boyfriend, admitting that her boyfriend had orchestrated the whole process of recording the video, editing the audio, and guiding public opinion. She wrote, "At first, I was just cowardly and didn't dare to oppose his decision. But when he used such vicious language to curse at Master Zhang on the phone, I knew I had loved the wrong person. When he was being criticized by the entire internet, instead of reflecting, he thought about doxing and retaliating. At that moment, my heart turned completely cold." At the end of the article, she announced that she had broken up with her boyfriend and once again expressed her deepest apologies to me. "Master Zhang, I'm sorry. And thank you. It was you who made me see him clearly and also see myself clearly." She also exposed more of her boyfriend's dark secrets, such as tendencies towards domestic violence, owing money and not repaying it, and completely cut ties with him. A tumultuous internet incident finally ended with the man's reputation ruined and being deserted by everyone, and the woman waking up and going her separate way. Truly a complete mess. Life, after all, must return to peace. A few days later, the 10,000 yuan cash reward from the platform was deposited into my account. Looking at the extra string of numbers in my mobile banking app, I didn't feel much excitement. I took out my phone, found the account for a local ride-hailing driver emergency illness mutual aid fund, and transferred the entire 10,000 yuan without keeping a single cent. Then, in several of our core driver groups, I sent a message, "Brothers, I've donated the bonus from the platform." This money was earned through the experience gained from all the pitfalls we drivers have stepped in and the losses we've suffered. It's not mine alone. I hope it can help brothers who are truly in difficulty. Money lost can be earned again, but for us drivers, dignity and safety are more important than anything. I hope that in the future, when you encounter a situation, you can all be more mindful and protect yourselves." The group chat fell silent at first, and then was flooded with a barrage of "Brother Zhang is awesome," "Brother Zhang is magnanimous," and "learning for Brother Zhang." From that day on, the name Brother Zhang spread throughout the ride-sharing driver community in City A. My story was also written into the safety manual for new driver training by our company, repeatedly explained as a classic case study. The title was "On How to Conduct Textbook-Style Risk Aversion." That pink iPhone was later retrieved from the police station by the girl herself. She didn't contact me again, and I didn't follow any more news about her. We were like two lines that intersected and then quickly moved away from each other, each heading towards a different life. 1 month later, I was driving in the night as usual. An old song was playing on the car radio. A young man who had just finished working overtime got into my car, leaning tiredly against the back seat. Halfway through the ride, he suddenly said, "Sir, can I ask you something?" "Go ahead." "Are you the textbook Master Zhang from the internet?" he asked cautiously. I glanced at him in the rearview mirror and smiled. "That's all in the past." But he suddenly became excited. "It really is you. Sir, I admire you so much. You don't know, after your incident came out, our company specifically organized a session to study it, focusing on workplace risk aversion, and used you as a positive example." I was a bit surprised. "Really? My little story is worthy of you all studying it." "Of course, it is," the young man said decisively. "What you taught us wasn't just how to return a phone, but how to protect ourselves in this complex society with reason, evidence, and restraint. Don't cause trouble, but never be afraid of it. This is the greatest dignity for an adult." Listening to his words, my hands on the steering wheel felt exceptionally steady. Outside the car window, the city's neon lights flashed by like a flowing river of stars. I looked at the straight road ahead, a sense of peace in my heart. There might still be legends about me in the streets, but I was still just that ordinary driver, Zhang Cheng, hustling through the night. Except from now on, every trip I made would be with a greater peace of mind, because I knew that kindness needs a bit of an edge, and dignity is earned back by oneself, inch by inch.